And we are live from Hough High School, and this game is the second part of a doubleheader in between the Lake Norman Copperheads and the Queen City Broncos. Well, we've started a little late today, but me and my broadcast partner David are on the call, and Tyler Lafferty is starting on the mound for the Lake Norman Copperheads. He's worked quick so far this game. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, 2 outs in the inning, and right now we have a 2-1 count. The Broncos lost the first game of this doubleheader by a margin of 9 runs as Lafferty pitches that one on the outside corner for strike 2. Up to the plate for the Broncos is Jack Anglem, number 29. He's playing first base in this one, just like he did in the first part of the doubleheader. Lafferty, a right-hander out of West Virginia State, out of Kingster, West Virginia. 7.1 innings pitched with 11.05 ERA in college. As that one will be a high pop-up, and that will be a foul ball right in front of us in the seats. Glad that did not hit anybody.
Yeah, he's made pretty quick work on the mound so far tonight. I mean, he's come out guns blazing. His fastball's got a lot of cut on it. So these hitters really have not adjusted so far, as there's quickly 2 out on a 2-2 count.
And we saw that little bit of a cut fastball right there. Behind the plate for the Copperheads tonight is Carson Arnold, catching Tyler Lafferty for the first part of this game. Now the Copperheads, they pretty much have their full bullpen today, as in the first game they only used 2 pitchers, and the Broncos used 4, as that is a nice slider right there, fouled off behind him. Do I sound quiet?
Yeah, I really like what he's shown so far. He has definitely come out and attacked the strike zone.
Yeah.
Unlike at least the last game I saw was on Friday, that the Copperheads kind of came out. They tried to dance around the strike zone, and it led into an unfortunate situation. Ended up leading in that 13-10 loss. But that was a really, really nice off-speed pitch that just kind of caught the batter really out in front.
Mm-hmm.
Good job by him to keep it keep it alive by keeping it off the end of the bat.
Yeah, the batter here is definitely working hard in this at bat.
We're working to get our lineups here. As this one is ripped down the line.
Launched. And that will be a stand-up double. The Broncos had 2 home runs in the first part of this doubleheader, and that could have been the third there. Their final home run of the game was just like that one, hit right there, just a hard line drive down the line, and sneaked right over the right field fence. If that home run in the last game went to center fielder, it wouldn't have been a home run, but a really hard-hit ball, and the Broncos get their first base runner of the game on second base in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, really, really good way to at least get back in the groove of things. You've got 2 quick strikeouts with your first 2 batters. Third guy comes up, he battles around, he battles back, and kind of gets to see the pitches and the arsenal of what Lafferty has, and so he's able to take that one into deep right, a very good at-bat.
Now up for the Broncos is Mitch Ferris, the right fielder today for them, as we see that first strike go by. As this game is starting earlier than expected, that's why we were a little late on the broadcast, coming in with 2 outs. And we might be Lafferty's curse, the only batter we've been on the call. He's allowed a hit, so hopefully that does not keep up for him. Is that, well, the announcer's curse might come into effect again, as the first run of the game for the Broncos will come in. And we saw that last game with the Broncos. They jumped out to a little bit of an early lead, having 1 run in the first inning against Ryan Street. But the Copperheads prevailed in the long run. A good rip by Mitch Ferris, the right fielder. Now coming up to the plate for the Broncos, right-hander A.J. Jernarowski.
Yeah, it's just a good piece of hitting. You send it opposite way. Nobody's really shifted over there, just dropping into the outfield. You don't really have a guy over there to really do anything, as this ball is going to get past, and the runner easily advancing up to second. So now the Broncos with another runner in scoring position here with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, catching woes, that's what we saw again last game, is that for the Broncos especially, behind the plate they had 2 pass balls for 2 runs in the same at-bat. So, both teams, that's going to be key for them to keep the runners off the base pass. And when they do allow runners, to make sure those pass balls and those wild pitches don't haunt them. Especially that one go for a ball. It's a 2-0 count for Lafferty.
Yeah, to see the score 1-0 right now really doesn't show me how well he's been pitching so far, at least in this game. I mean, he had a really tough at-bat where he just left a breaking pitch just kind of sliding over the zone that led to that big double, and then kind of a bloop single that he went out there just to really get kind of on the offside part of the zone to really put into no man's land. And so just one mistake and just one unfortunate event, and the Broncos lead 1-0.
And that's what we saw with the Vipers on Friday night, is that especially in the first inning, all their hits were just little bloop singles and perfectly placed hits. As we see our pitcher on Friday night, I mean, he can say that for certain. I mean, he was not pitching bad, but it was just right place for some of the Viper hitters.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was just like the pitching. I thought he had a pretty good night on the mound. In my opinion, it was just that it was going everywhere in the park where the fielders weren't.
Yeah. 3-1 will be a strike on the outside part of the plate, and now will extend the count to 3-2. The runner on second will be going. It's a full count, 2 outs in the innings. A big high-pressure situation for Lafferty.
Man, you got to have a lot of confidence to throw a fastball up in the zone like that.
Yeah.
Especially on a 3-1 count like that. I mean, he just caught the corner of the zone.
And that 3-2 will go to the right fielder. Will that ball get down? No. That is a foul ball. It looked like that was going to be fair coming off the bat. But the right fielder for the Lake Norman Copperheads could not get over there. And the first baseman, it's kind of a decision between those two, but neither of them got it.
Yeah, Peyton Brown was kind of charging his way out there trying to make one of those insane over-the-head catches. He was just about a pace off, but good effort by him to even run out there in foul territory like he did. Pretty blind on that ball.
Yeah. Well, we'll try the 3-2 again. Runner will be going. Lafferty winds and deals. As that will be a single up the middle, and that will score the Broncos' second run of the game. That's why the Broncos, last game, all of their hits were just right up the middle, screamers, either grounders. I mean, the first run of the game last game for the Broncos was a single up the middle, and we see that again as the second run of the game for the Broncos will be a line drive up the middle.
Yeah, just good hitting right there. I mean, you work yourself into a full count. You look at a 3-1 fastball blaze right by you, and to be able to come in, step up with the confidence there, and just put a nice little liner out into the left center gap. Absolutely great piece of hitting, and that's a run that was deserved.
Yeah. As that ball will be inside, and we see Lafferty. I mean, he had such a great start to the inning, having 2 outs with nobody on. As soon as we jump on the broadcast, he's not pitching bad. It's just hitters are hitting the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
As that will be another inside ball. And that's what we saw with both teams, especially with the Broncos last game, is that and they were kind of opposite of Lafferty, is that the control was the issue, but when they would throw strikes, they were pretty good strikes, especially with the relief pitching. With the Broncos, as that will be fouled off over to the softball field behind us, and the count will go to 2-1.
Yeah, Lafferty's body language has definitely changed over the last couple pitches. I mean, you can see when he's getting a pitch thrown back at him, his shoulders are a little more shrugged. He's a little more kind of down with himself, if you will. Just a little bit frustrated.
And that is a very good slider right there. I mean,
wow.
Started at his head and ended right into the strike zone.
I mean, when you wave your catcher off 3 or 4 times and then end up throwing that pitch, I mean,
yeah,
you were waiting on that one.
As that will be fouled off right behind us into the screen, and the count will stay at 2-2.
Who do we have at bat right now?
I am trying to get their number currently. So we're trying to see who it is. Can you see their number from your angle? Because I have the lineups.
16.
16 would be Scott Hosmer. He's playing behind the plate tonight, as that will be ball 3, and the count will be 3-2. Now, the runner should be running, but last time we saw the runner on second base, and he did not go. He did not steal on 3-2 with 2 outs, which was kind of interesting, but he got home anyway, so it did not matter.
Yeah, a situation like this where he's standing on first, he's a lot more prone to run, especially if something were to happen, like a walk.
As that will be fouled off. Watch off to the fans, and that landed about 2 feet away from a fan.
That's the second one that's landed in the bleachers tonight.
Yeah, we had 0 on Friday night and 0 in the first part of this doubleheader.
We got 2 here in the first inning.
Yeah. Maybe a sign of things to come. Hosmer will try to get a hit on 3-2 here. Lafferty winds and deals, runner goes, and that will be a single up the middle, right past the umpire as the runner goes from first to third. And Lafferty has having some 2-out struggles here. Runners on the corner, 2 outs. Now
Go ahead.
Now coming up to the plate for the Broncos is Brendan Quinn.
Man, second at bat in a row that you're able to run the count full as Lafferty, you're feeling confident as you get that 3-2 pitch, and just 2 times. The first time was a solid knock on a pitch that you missed your spot a little bit. That one pretty much hitting your spot and just an unfortunate place to put the ball where nobody's shaded.
Yeah, it was a good pitch there. And Michael Shelton, I mean, he was the second baseman there. He almost got over to that ball, stopped it, and that would have stopped the runner from advancing to third, but went right under his glove.
And I feel like Shelton would have been able to honestly get there if it wasn't for his obstructed view of the umpire.
As that ball gets past him, it will be a close play at the plate. He will be safe as the ball gets past him. The runner will go to third base. He's going to get tagged out. Maybe, maybe not. He is out. What a crazy play right there. A pass ball goes in between the legs of Carson Arnold, the runner from from first base, still second, then goes to third, but the third baseman for the Copperheads gets him out. That is a crazy into the inning. Nice tag by Nate Hershey over there at first base. But the Broncos get an early lead. They're up 3-0 here at Hough High School. We will see if the Copperheads can strike back in the bottom of the first. And we are back here at Hough High School in Cornelius, North Carolina. The Queen City Broncos jump off to a good start here, winning 3-0 in the battle of West Virginia State pitchers. Leading off for the Copperheads is Sam Yelton, the left fielder today. We'll see if he can get on the board. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here in the first at-bat of the game. The first pitch will be a high ball for Yelton.
Sam's a guy I have gotten to watch a couple years throughout high school, just calling and going to Coxmell High School and just going to games like that. He's a great guy to kind of have lead this team off. An exceptional hitter for the Central Cabarrus Vikings. Usually batted in the 3-4 hole. He's got some power, but he also has some great contact.
As he will work the count to 3-0 now. Trying to get that walk. He definitely does have some speed, so when he gets on the bases, he can steal a bag.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's really one of the key reasons I feel that the Copperheads like to have him in the leadoff spot.
As the 3-0 pitch will go to 3-1 now after that strike. And that will be strike 2. Yelton threw his bat. Thought it was ball 4, but that was definitely that looked like a strike to me. I don't know, but he'll say differently, but
yeah, even the batter who was on deck was coming running out.
Yeah.
Anthony Palma was ready to hit.
And that will be strike 3. Yeah, he caught it. I mean, that Sam Yelton, he worked the count 3-0 and then 3 strikes in a row. And he is out. Not coming up to the plate for the Lake Norman Copperheads. He's their extra hitter for today. It's Anthony Palma. He played shortstop on Friday night, and now he's up to bat here again.
Yeah, Thierry did a fantastic job working the count. I mean, you've got 3-1, and you throw an enticing pitch, a fastball over the middle that Yelton took, and then why not hit him with the fastball up and out of the zone? It looks like an enticing pitch, and you're kind of expecting it to drop. It just stays up there. It stays, and you swing right through it. Nice job to get the first batter out.
And now he works the count to 1-0. As that is a ball on the outside part of the plate. That looks like that could have been a strike there. 50-50 call by the umpire. And the count will be to 1-1 now. As that is a swing and a miss. He is late on that fastball for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch will be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back fastballs, back-to-back strikeouts. As 2 are down in the inning for the Broncos.
Yeah, that location was pretty similar to the last strikeout that he had. Just one up and out of the zone. Just a nice enticing pitch that you feel like you can make contact on and put in play, and in reality, it's just a little too tall for you unless you're going to go with a tomahawk chop.
Yeah. I mean, those high fastballs look very enticing for a long time until it gets to the mitt, and then you swing and miss, and it's not very much as enticing. Well, we see ball 1 here. The pitcher, the batter up is Tyler White, the DH today for your Lake Norman Copperheads. And the second pitch of the at-bat will be the second ball of the at-bat, working the count to 2-0. And that is a strike. 3 fastballs in this at-bat, and one of them are strikes. 2 of them are balls. 2-1 count, 2 outs in the inning, and Tyler White up to the plate. That will be ball 3.
Yeah, third consecutive batter that we have seen him run this 3-0 or 3-1. He's been able to strike out the last 2, so we'll see what he does here.
Well, he's on pace for another strikeout here. Now it's a full count. And guess what? Another fastball. We haven't really seen him show off the off-speed stuff, but when you're throwing the fastball this good, why would you?
Yeah, no kidding. Nobody's been able to make contact with it.
The 3-2 will be in, and well, you never know. But the Copperheads are not complaining about that one as they get their first base runner of the game. And guess what? Last inning, they had 2 outs, and looked like they were going to close out the inning. Got a base runner on. Everything, happened after that, so maybe the Copperheads can do the same. Now coming up to the plate for the Lake Norman Copperheads is the first baseman, Peyton Brown. Carson Arnold is up to bat. He's the catcher this game, as that will be a strike.
Yeah, that's that 2-seam fastball that he didn't get rung up on the last time, that he was looking for that call, just unable to come up with it. That one a little more located centrally over the plate, 0-1.
The runner on first is not taking a big lead, Tyler White, as that is a very good slider right back to the pitcher, and a little low throw to first base, but still gets the runner, as the Lake Norman Copperheads cannot get back in the bottom of the first inning. The Queen City Broncos still lead this one 3-0 here in Cornelius, North Carolina at Hough High School. We will be back here for the top of the second inning.
Welcome back to Hough High School here in Cornelius, North Carolina, as we get started for the top of the second inning. The Broncos currently lead 3-0 as Lafferty is back out for his second inning of work. 2 strikeouts in the first inning, and then got on top of him. A couple hits, ended up bringing in 3 runs for the Broncos, and so he looks to get himself more collected and a better start to this inning. A ball and a strike at the first 2 pitches, so we are sitting at 1-1.
As we see the crowd kind of filling in here on this Monday night. First game, not many fans here. As the sun comes down, the weather cools down a little bit. We see the fans filing in here. Very good atmosphere on Friday night. We'll see if we can get the same here as the pass ball goes there.
That pass ball brings us to a 2-1 count. Lafferty, another pitch that just gets by his catcher, and so really can't seem to. Not sure what type of pitch he's trying to throw there, but just really can't seem to get it located as he now falls behind in the count 3-1.
Yeah, that's the same exact pitch premise, same exact locations, and both pitches go back to the backstop.
Swing and a miss on a big chop on an outside pitch. Nice pitch there on the 3-1 count. That brings us full with no outs. Infield shaded regularly normal. Wind kind of whipping around in all different directions right now, kind of blowing out of left field. A foul ball sends it back to the screen, and we remain at 3-2.
Coming to the plate right now is Jack Masonis. Tonight he's playing first base. As I can see, that looks like more of an 8. Playing center field. Yeah, weather's it was hot in the first game, not too bad in this game as we see that one fly out to left field.
Left fielder is under it, and he will make the play. That is going to be Sam Yelton out there in left, who comes up with the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we see. I don't know if there's clouds or blue skies over there in right field, but hopefully we don't get any rain later on in this one. But it might cool down the temperature a little bit. Yeah, no rain in the forecast. 6% chance for the rest of the night, as that one is inside.
Jack Masonis steps up to the plate.
He was last at batter. He's last batter.
Was he? This guy's number 2.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Quinn didn't get an at-bat because the runner from third got caught it. Yeah. All right, never mind. Yep, Quinn was up last bat.
So Masonis sees 2 pitches and takes 2 for balls, 2-0. Lafferty's kick and deal, and that's going to bounce off the leg of his catcher, heading all the way to the backstop, and one of the Copperhead coaches is going to come out, collect it. And so, in danger of walking him, 3-0. Masonis with a very kind of down in the dirt, knees bent stance, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk, as not very happy is Lafferty on the mound.
Yeah, you can see him shaking that throwing arm, that right arm, after that 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there as number 15, John Hosmer, the extra hitter, will step up in the 9-hole. 1 out in the inning, and now 1 runner on as a breaking pitch just misses his shoulder. Too far inside, 1-0. Lafferty now working out of the stretch. This ball is going to be popped up. Shortstop calling for it, and
Nobody
on a diving effort, nobody got it.
Going to third? No, he's not.
Looked like, couldn't tell if there was a little bit of a collision there, but just some miscommunication out there between what looks like Drew Roberts and J.D. Brock. Both of them kind of were charging in at it. Nobody really called each other off, and so the error now results in runners standing on first and second base.
Yeah, Drew Roberts, he had a great defensive game in our first part of the doubleheader, making a really good double play and a backhanded stop there. But just right place to hit the baseball, and in between center field and shortstop, and now we have runners on first and second with 1 out in the inning.
Lafferty's going to step off there and just check Masonis standing there at second, my bad. Making sure he's not going anywhere before delivering to the plate. And they're going to catch Masonis running, but he's going to make it into third base. A bunt attempt misses the bat of A.J. Thomas, the left fielder, and so the throw down to second kind of caught him in a pickle, but Masonis was able to get down to third before anything could happen. And so now runners standing on the corners with only one out.
Yeah, we saw Carson Arnold right there. He was going to throw to second base trying to get that runner. And the runner on second says, well, I'm not going to get back to second. Might as well take third base while I'm at it. And gets it there as we see that first strike in the at-bat. Excuse me, second strike in the at-bat.
And I believe umpire looks like he's holding up. Looked like he held up 1-1 there.
That's what I thought as well, but
the 1-1, a swing and a miss. Runner is going to go, and he will be tagged out, but not before Masonis can come home to score.
Are you happy if you're the Broncos right there?
I mean, hey, you pick up a run. Although yes, you have you've lost all your base runners there. However, you are able to do exactly what you needed to do and pick up a run in that situation. I mean, when you know you can't get there, stand back up in the dirt like that, and at least try to stall.
Yeah. But that's back-to-back inning. We've seen Broncos with base running mistakes, getting tagged out for the final out in the first inning, and then right there getting caught stealing in the second. As that one will be low, and now we'll go to a full count.
Thomas sets in the box and a swing and a miss. Lafferty picks up another strikeout, his third of the game, first of the inning. And the Copperheads will head back to the dugout now down by 4. They will head to bat in the bottom of the second when we come right back from Hough High School. Welcome back to Hough High School as Peyton Brown will lead us off in the bottom of the second inning. Thierry back on the mound for his second inning of work. 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Only allowed 1 base runner before setting the Copperheads down, allowing no runs. First pitch is a ball just outside of the zone, 1-0. Next pitch Brown sees is a fouler down the first base side. It's going to stay foul. And so that'll move the count to 1-1. Brown has a bit of an arch stance when he steps into the batter's box, wearing the number 32 tonight. He kind of stands more towards the back of the box, but really hunches his upper body and torso over. As a breaking pitch just misses outside, 2-1.
That's what I was saying the first game when he was up to bat. He's a pretty big kid, but you don't see how big he is when he's squatting down like that. But it can bring out the power in his bat.
The 2-1 is a fastball grounded over towards the shortstop. Fielded well. The throw over to first is in time And so that will be the first out of the inning. Nice play made over there by, looks like Williamson.
Yeah, and Terry, he pitched last game as well. So he's having double duty today. I'm pitching some in the first part of the doubleheader, and now up here.
J.D. Brock now steps into the box for the Copperheads. Brock playing center field. He was there on that miscommunication play that ended up dropping and eventually allowing a score to run. So Brock up to bat, hoping to change the tides here. Is a nice breaking pitch is thrown over the middle, 0-1.
Yeah, a little bit about Terry. He goes to Catholic University of America, and his college stats: 20.1 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 26 Ks, ERA of 3.10. As we see that ball might drop in. No, it's not good play by the shortstop.
Williamson there again. He makes the second out of the inning.
But Terry definitely has strikeout stuff in college. 11.51 Ks per 9. And we saw that in the first inning. 2 out of the 3 batters struck out.
Absolutely, he's got the skill and ability to do it.
Excuse me. Sorry, you go.
Michael Shelton, the second baseman, will dig into the lefty's batter box. My apologies. What were you going to say?
I would say that Terry's very smart with a 4.1 GPA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Showing bunt there and kind of running out of the batter's box is Shelton, as it'll go for a strike, 0-1. 2 away in the inning. Wind really whipping out of center field right now. Nice curveball to catch just the bottom part of the zone. A very, very nice pitch. And all of a sudden, Shelton finds himself down 0-2 with 2 outs.
Yeah, we saw that last at-bat. It was a ball, but it was a very nice breaking pitch on a righty, and almost caught that edge of the plate.
Swing and a miss, and he'll throw down to first just to secure the out. Shelton will be down on strikes. The Broncos sit the Copperheads down in order here in the bottom of the second. Zane will be back with play-by-play in the top of the third from Hough High School.
And we are back here at Hough High School in Cornelius, North Carolina, where the Queen City Broncos jump on the Lake Norman Copperheads early with a 4-0 lead. Tyler Lafferty will go back out there on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. So far in the game, he has worked 2 innings, 4 earned runs.
Yeah, those 4 earned runs accompanied by 3 strikeouts is a big swing and a miss there, 0-1.
As we see the top of the order coming back again, Ryan Williamson playing shortstop this game. He made the catch he got the first and second out of last inning, as that will be a fly ball right down the right field line, and that will land inside the Queen City Broncos bullpen.
Sounded like it hit something hard.
Yeah, it did.
Like a pop.
Might have hit like the plate on the ground or something like that, or like the mound over there.
It's always interesting where foul balls can find themselves.
Yeah. A lot have found themselves in the softball field. That's where most of them go. It's right over there.
You know, I haven't been too, I guess, vigilant when it comes to watching when there's a baseball game going on and a softball game at the same time. But what do you do when you got foul balls flying in both stadiums?
Yeah, Interesting. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it happens. I mean, too much from softball to baseball because
Yeah.
that's a pretty. You gotta really smash that one if you're a softball player. But if you're a baseball player, just bounce right over the screen and uh, it's in there as that ball will go right over the second baseman's head for the first hit of the inning.
Man, that's just a good piece of confident hitting
Yeah.
from Williamson. I mean, he's down 0-2 in the count. You take an off speed and just able to pop it the other way for a nice base hit. I mean, just a great piece of hitting, shows why he's in that number 1 spot.
Yeah. Well, we got Kel Smith up to the bat. He is the DH for today, as we have a runner on first base, and him being a leadoff hitter, well, he can definitely run, you know. So we'll see if he'll try to test the waters behind the plate for the Copperheads. We're going to try to get him out. If he does run, is Carson Arnold. So if Williamson does run, Arnold will try to get him out. He's already got one player caught stealing in the game, and we'll try to make it 2. The count has gone to 0-2 early in the inning. Still no outs. Runner on first base. He takes a decent lead over there. And that will be an outside fastball, 3-0. The 3-0 pitch will be right down the middle for strike 1 as Lafferty tries to battle back into this count and maybe get a double play ball.
Yeah, it was a good located fastball. It's one of those that even if he gets a barrel on it, unless he's really in front of it, it's a jam shot.
And that will be ball 4. It looks like that ball hit Carson Arnold behind the plate. Hits him right in the fingers. But anyway, we got runners on first and second, no outs. As we see Tyler Lafferty will get a little talking to from his catcher and his manager. And I think that's needed. I mean, just to calm him down a little bit. And, trying to regroup things. We don't have anybody warming up in the bullpen for the Copperheads, so he's definitely not coming out here. But they do have a lot of bullpen left, only using 2 pitchers in that last game, and coming off 2 days of rest.
Yeah, and this is just another one of those outings where it just feels like Lafferty has pitched much better than the score shows, but obviously little singles here and there add up, and the culmination of an error or 2, which
Yeah.
I believe there's only one. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah,
but
I don't think that pop-up between the shortstop and the center fielder is an error. I wouldn't score that an error as least. But the biggest hit that the Broncos have had today is just that double to start off the rally in the first inning.
Well, Jack Allen stands in with a runner standing on first and second base and no out so far in this inning.
Allen playing first base today. And the 0 pitch will be a bunt. Allen on the ground. And that will be caught by the first baseman. Really good play by the Copperheads' first baseman, Peyton Brown over there. Back-to-back games playing first base. And that will be a sacrifice bunt, so that will not count against his average. And then we have 2 runners in scoring position. 1 at second, 1 at third, 1 out in the inning. Next up for the Broncos is Mitch Ferris. Today he's playing right field. Mitch try to get a single here. That would extend the lead probably to 6 if it's a good single. And a sacrifice fly would make it 5, as that is a good block behind the plate by Carson Arnold, not letting that runner go home, as it will stay a 4-run ball game.
Yeah, you got a speedy guy in Williamson standing down there on first base. It's not a guy you want to try to test if a ball gets to the backstop, especially not here at Hough. There's a lot of grass between the netting and home plate.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the farther backstops you'll see. Did he go around? He did. Try to check his swing there, but did not do it in his time, as the other umpire today, standing at second base right now, said, yep, he did go.
And with that, the count moves to 1-1.
That pitch will be inside and low. Lafferty really wanted that one, shaking his pitching arm. And I don't know about disgust, but he was definitely not happy with that call from the umpire.
No, at least from our vantage point, it looked like it was just a tiny bit too far inside, but still not a bad pitch, 2-1.
As that will be bounced over to the right field line. He was early on that, and now it'll be 2-2. I mean, we have a good view from up here, but sometimes you don't get the best view of pitchers, especially, when you're a pitcher, you have the best view in the house. And, sometimes up here can be deceiving.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, especially depending on your height discrepancy.
Yeah. As that will go right back to Lafferty, but foul.
I think it's going to be called a foul ball. I'm not sure if it fouled off him or hit the plate.
Yeah, it did sound like it sounded like it hit something, though, for sure, when it hit the ground. But that is lucky for the Broncos because it would have been out and would not be able to advance that runner to home. So Lafferty not very happy about that foul ball right there, as now we have still 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out.
Lafferty here with the 2-2 payoff.
And that will be inside, and the count will run to 3-2. Big pitch here does not want to walk him and load the bases.
No, not at all. Not in any situation do you want to have yourself bases loaded with only 1 out. I mean, you bring in so many different risky plays there. I mean, the double play is always there with the bases loaded, but I mean, 1 wrong thing and 2 are easily in.
Yeah. The 3-2 pitch will be a ground ball, the second one of the at-bat to the right side, as we see our batter here a little early on our pitcher Lafferty.
Yeah, Ferris is the second one he's really jumped out in front of, and honestly hasn't hit too bad. Decent contact off the barrel, just a little bit of bouncer down the third base line. But even if that ball were to have been in fair play, it would have been a tough one for Peyton Brown over there standing at first base to make a good play on it.
Yeah, and that's another foul ball. I mean, and that sounded like it hit like his foot as well. That would have been a foul ball anyway, but a lot of foul balls in this at bat. Really battling here.
Lafferty will try the 3-2 once again. 1 out in the inning, runners standing on second and third.
As that will be bounced to the second baseman, and he will make the play at first barely, as the Broncos not very happy about that call. Hands up after that one, but they get the run, and now they are up 5-0 on the Copperheads. A decent play by the second baseman over there, Michael Shelton. Barely got the runner at first base. He was really hustling down the line, Ferris was. But he got the RBI in, and now it is 5-0.
Anything you can do to increase the lead. And they're not done yet. Like you said, you got another runner 90 feet away.
Well, that first pitch will be a ball right out. First on Friday night with Crepeau.
Yes, Crepeau, yeah. Which now it's
easy. It's like
I mean, at least I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Now we're like, oh yeah, of course it's Crepeau. Why do we, ever question it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, 3-2 count, and Lafferty has really run up his pitch count in the first couple of innings, and this will be the 3-2 count again, back-to-back batters. Last time it worked out him good with a ground ball to second base. Let's see if it will have the same result for him here. As that will be through the hole, and the Broncos will get their 6th run of the ball game on a nice hit from Jarowski. Right between the third baseman and shortstop, perfect placement. As we're saying, I mean, Lafferty's not pitching terrible, but all these hits by the Broncos are just in the right point or right spot. As we see him leaving the game, we have a new pitcher into the game. And we kind of saw that with on Friday night with the Vipers, is that they got a lot of runs early, just like the Broncos are. But those runs, they weren't hitting home runs and triples and doubles. There's little singles that were amounting to a lot of runs.
Yeah, no real big power hits, and I mean, it's just good baseball.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost the opposite of what you see now in the majors and really high competition, where it's long ball or nothing. I mean, it's been solid hitting, and that's really led to this high scoring of games.
Yeah, I mean, you have the 3 true outcomes in the MLB. You have a walk, you have a strikeout, and you have a home run. And not here though. We're seeing kind of not old-timey baseball, but according to today, that kind of is some old-timey baseball. As we will try to figure out who the new pitcher is, that was a really good slider that we saw warming up. As Cameron Lewis will come in for the Lake Norman Copperheads. West Virginia State. We had a West Virginia State pitcher starting off the game for the Lake Norman Copperheads, but we'll have another one here. Cameron Lewis will come into the game and see if he can come in relief and make some good innings here. And it feels like half of the West Virginia State baseball team is playing in the Southern Collegiate Baseball League this year. I mean, when you go through the parking lot, half the license plates there are West Virginia license plates.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't feel like half. Feels like the whole team's made
Yeah.
the trip down here. I love it. I love to see it.
Yep. And you don't even see it on these two teams. When I was looking at other teams, I mean, you see West Virginia State players sprinkled in everywhere. And they were the champions of their conference this year.
Wow, very impressive. Up to bat, Scott Hosmer will be the first person to face Lewis as he takes the mound with 2 out and 1 on.
Yeah, Lewis really needs it out here. Has a runner on first base. See if he can come in relief and get the job done. As that first pitch for Lewis will be a called strike 3. 10 players in the Southern Collegiate Baseball League are from West Virginia State. So yeah, kind of like 1/4 of the team is
Yeah.
I think they're the bees or they are some type of bee. I know that for sure. Yeah, the Jackets. My family is from St. Albans. And that's right across the river from West Virginia State. So
Oh, nice.
I have a West Virginia State shirt I might have to bring out for one game.
With that last pitch, count now moves to 1-1.
As that will be a really nice curveball.
Hosmer looked to jump on that. I mean, he said he was ready, and he just laid off of it at the last second.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a pretty good pitch to jump on if he was going to do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to act like that was my own stat. The guy who's keeping the scoreboard here is a player for the Copperheads, and he gave me that little tidbit to help me out on the broadcast. So I appreciate him for that, helping me out, making me look a little smarter. As we see that high fastball, the count will go to 2-2.
Just looking for that elusive third out.
Yeah.
The Broncos have been very, very good with 2 out and men on.
For sure. And that will be poked into left field, right to the left fielder. And, well, it's been a long inning, but we've got out 3 in this one. As we'll see if the Broncos can, excuse me, not the Broncos, the Lake Norman Copperheads, if they can get back in this one and score some runs in the bottom of the third.
Sam Yelton out in left field made that final out, as we'll take a quick break before the Copperheads head up to bat. We'll be right back with you.
And we are back here at Hough High School in Cornelius, North Carolina. The Queen City Broncos have jumped off to an early lead, up 6-0 on the Lake Norman Copperheads, as that first pitch of the inning will be a strike on the outside part of the plate. It was a swing and a miss.
Nate Hersey up to bat for the Copperheads as he waves through another fastball and quickly down 0-2 in the count.
Yeah, we saw Hersey on Friday night. He was making some really good plays at third base, made that jumping catch in the game, and then made some other routine plays over at third. But a natural catcher for West Virginia State, and playing third base, playing very good, as that will be a strikeout for the Copperheads. They just really can't seem to get any hits going today.
They cannot, and Terry just tore through that at bat.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 quick fastballs. There's no easier way to get somebody out than that.
Yeah. Now coming up to the plate for the Copperheads is the shortstop, Drew Roberts. Had a good game in the first part of this doubleheader. Let's see if he can continue that streak hitting, as that is a very good pitch by the Broncos pitcher for strike one. Roberts is a very athletic guy, more of a contact hitter. He's not going to drive the ball out of the ballpark, but if he can get into the gaps, he can turn a double into a triple with his speed.
Terry just looks like he's blowing these guys away right now. I mean, that's 5 consecutive fastballs that have just been swung on and missed, all because they've been late. I mean, he's throwing some heat.
As that will be another fastball and another strike. That is a foul ball. And using all these fastballs, maybe he gets them off guard and hits them with like a slider or a curveball right here, and it gets him super early if he tucks it down in the zone. We'll see what he'll do here, and that will be another fastball, and that will be a foul ball. Back-to-back foul balls here in the at-bat.
That went down next to the concession stands.
We're just naming off where all the foul balls go now. That's the new game.
Hot dog sounds good right now.
I had 3 today.
I mean, hey, when you're out here from 3 o'clock to,
yeah,
I don't even know what time.
3 o'clock to probably like 9:30.
Very, very nice slider. Gets the strikeout, second of the inning. And Terry's working on all cylinders here.
Now up to the plate for the Lake Norman Copperheads is Alden Horn. Today he's playing right field, as the first pitch of that bat will be a foul ball over into the softball field, as usual.
As per usual.
Yes. Now, when we're playing at Moore Park, that's going to be more of a situation, because if you foul it off back, that's going right into the road. As Moore Park sits right on the main road, as that will be a ball.
That was a 2-seam fastball that just popped out of the glove of
Yeah.
the catcher there behind the backstop. Not even he can handle the heat that Terry's throwing right now.
I mean, he's looking like, yeah, he's definitely throwing it in there, making them hit it. That's all he's doing. He's throwing fastballs in there, and he's making these guys hit it, and they're just not. As that is a strike right down the middle. I mean, he's just blowing them away.
He's got so much movement on that fastball, too.
Yes, it's like a sinking fastball.
It is.
Well, sometimes it sinks, and sometimes it cuts. Well, the 1-2 pitch, let's see if they can get his third strikeout of the inning. And that will be a bouncer foul ball. Maybe not. Oh! That barely stays in. Almost hit the pitcher. Had to jump around that like he was American Ninja Warrior. And stays fair by a little bit. But Copperheads, they needed something lucky like that. You know, a little squibbled pitch or lucky, error by the Broncos or something like that. Where they get their base run on the board and get some of their 6 runs back right here.
Man, Alden Horn, I know he didn't draw it up like that, but man, oh man, does that work out for him.
It doesn't matter if a single's one's like that or it's screamed at the middle. It still counts the same for your average.
Sam Yelton steps up to the plate as Horn's going to easily advance to second on the wild pitch delivered by Thierry. And so the Copperheads have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, so they look to get the 2-out rally going as they are still down 6-0.
As we see Terry throwing back back-to-back balls, as he might be a little, after the runner getting to second, maybe a little disgruntled after allowing that little weak infield single. As the runner will go again. He is stealing. He is safe. And he will get to home from the error from the catcher. The throw to third base was low, and the Lake Norman Copperheads finally get on the board at the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, Hosmer got up and threw very, very quickly. I mean, I know you're trying to get the runner down there, but not very quick on a jump off of second, and so a very, very quick throw. I mean, even if you take your time and make sure you set and throw, I still think you've got the runner down there at third, but the errant throw goes to the foul side of the third base bag and trickles out and gets the Copperheads' first run.
As that will be strike two, a very good pitch there. Yeah, I mean, as a catcher myself, sometimes when you see that runner going, you don't get, all 5 fingers on the baseball. You just have something jumbled up, and that messes up everything. The 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. We'll see what they can do here, as that will be a line drive hit, and the Copperheads back-to-back singles here in this end of the inning, but still only in the end.
You're good. You got it.
Yeah. It's kind of like what we had on Friday night where Ball was behind the plate.
Yeah. Couldn't get your words out.
No. End and inning are very similar.
Palma stepping up now as Sam Yelton picked up that single for the Copperheads as he looks to continue the 2-out rally. He'll show bunt on a breaking pitch that goes for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, we really see this wind picking up, and the screen in front of us is kind of moving around every direction.
I mean, look at that flag out there in center.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the trees in right center field. They're really blowing, so if you get a hold of one, it's going to maybe carry an extra couple feet there for you, and that will be an inside strike.
Whew, that was a wicked pitch.
That was a very good pitch by the Broncos pitcher.
Palma gives a little smile after that one.
That's something, as a hitter, you just got to be, you can't do anything about how good that pitch was.
He thought that one was coming in running on him, and it broke back right in the strike zone.
As good eye by Palma, not chasing that outside fastball, as the count will go to 2-1. The 2-1 count will be chopped to the second baseman, and he will just throw it over to second base, where the shortstop is covering, and that will be out 3 in the inning. Well, the Lake Norman Copperheads strike back to get 1, but they are still down 6-0 here at Hough High School. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning, where David will be back on play-by-play.
Welcome back to Hough High School here in Cornelius, North Carolina, as the Broncos are back up for their 4th inning of work.
That was a very good curveball right there, dropping down into the zone. I think that is 19 up to the plate. can't fully see the
Yeah,
number.
I can't. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But 0-1, another nice breaking pitch, just missing inside. And the count will even itself at 1-1. Looks like number 3.
Yeah, and then this is a West Virginia State versus West Virginia State matchup. So some bragging rights here, as we saw that on Friday night, where the Vipers had a Appalachian State pitcher, and the Copperheads had an Appalachian State player facing each other, and now we have a WVU State player versus a WVU State player.
I believe this is Brendan Quinn.
Yeah, it's
if I'm not mistaken.
3.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is Brendan Quinn. He is the second baseman that made that final out in the previous inning, and he currently finds himself knotted up at a 2-2 count. Lewis back out for his second inning of work. This will be, if he makes it through, his first full inning of work, as he delivers the 2-2 high and just outside of the zone, and the count will run to full. So the 3-2 now, as the righty sets, kicks, and delivers, and a swing and a miss on a nice breaking pitch. Quinn is sat down on strikes, and that will be the first out of the inning for the Copperheads.
A very good pitch by him, starting at the hitter's elbow and ending right into the strike zone.
Jack Masonis stepping in for his second time tonight. Masonis accounted for 1 of the 6 runs so far in this one.
As that will be a high strike.
What a no for Lewis. Breaking pitch just missing a little bit low. Not sure he agrees on that call. He'll stare down at home before really getting ready and set to go once more, 2-0.
Here's a little bit about Cameron Lewis. He's from West Virginia State out of Ona, West Virginia. He's a junior. His college stats this last year: 12.1 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 9 strikeouts with a 2.91 ERA. Big Blue Jays fan with his favorite player being Bo Bichette.
I love it. The breaking pitch missed outside of the zone, and that now brings us to 3-0. So with in danger of walking Masonis, a nice strike catching the outer half of the plate, which moves us to 3-1. The 3-1 from Lewis. And they say he went, so he took all his gear off running halfway down to first before the umpires say that he went around, so he's going to have to put all that back on and step back into the batter's box one more time.
Second time this game that we had a batter thinking he had an easy trip to first base, and then the umpires were like, might as well come back and hit again.
That's got to mess with your mentality and confidence. You feel like you've drawn that walk and you kind of let your guard down, and all of a sudden, now you're back with a full count, 3-2, in the batter's box, as that time it's going to be a walk. A breaking pitch misses just high and outside of the zone, and so the Broncos now, with 1 away, have 1 on.
Yeah, we saw him really throw that leg guard that time. He was really sure that was a ball 4 there.
That one was a no-doubter.
Oh, yeah.
So now, with 1 on and 1 away, we see Lewis work out of the stretch. Another breaking pitch down in the dirt.
Good job by the Copperheads pitcher there, Carson Arnold, keeping that ball in front of him and not letting the runner advance to second base.
Yeah, Arnold was ready and standing up there. I was going to look at the roster to see just one more time to make sure I got his name correct, and you're right, he was ready to throw down to second in the case of Masonis trying to steal. That's a breaking pitch, a delayed call from the umpire, but it goes for a strike, and now the count evens at 1-1.
It has cooled down a lot more than that first game we had today. I mean, it was blazing from about 4 to 6 p.m., and then now at about 8 o'clock here, sun's coming down, and the weather and the heat is coming down. As we see the runner going, got him.
Easily got him there. Masonis, no chance off the throw from Arnold. A fantastic throw that lasered him out. As all of a sudden your approach, if you're John Hosmer, the extra hitter, sitting at a 1-2 count now with 2 outs, is completely different. As now you're just looking to get on base in any way possible.
Yeah, Arnold behind the plate. He showed off that cannon today, 2 times today, catching runners out at second base.
A high pop-up. Looks to be in play. Called off as Palma. Is that Palma over there?
Today we have Drew Roberts.
Drew Roberts comes over to make the catch, and the side is retired, so the Copperheads end up leaving the scoreboard empty for the Broncos for the first time in this one, as they now head to the bottom of the 4th to see if they can get anything going. They're down by 5, as we will see them here when we are back with you. Welcome back to Hough High School, as Thierry is back out for his 4th inning of work. As up to bat, Tyler White, batting in the 3rd spot. He is the DH for these Copperheads, as they will lead off with 3, 4, and 5 due up. Nice breaking pitch to get us started here in this count, 0-1.
Yeah, White, another local kid from Hough High School. Favorite team is the Atlanta Braves, but favorite player, Christian Yelich. So 2 different teams, both in the National League, major in biology, and he is a junior.
Big hack on a fastball there, as he now finds himself down 0-2. But Thierry sets, readies, kicks, and delivers. And a breaking pitch is jumped on just in front of there by White as he fouls that one down the first base line towards the Copperhead dugout, and the count stays at 0-2.
Yeah, you do see White pitching every once in a while for the Copperheads as well.
The 0-2 again is out of the glove and towards the backstop, and so a fastball really gets away from Thierry there. And so that'll be the first ball, 1-2.
Even with that being so outside the strike zone, you still saw White kind of reaching for that. He held up, but still wanting that a little bit, as that ball will go for it. Oh, man. That one will go for a ball, as I was trying to readjust my headset, and I'm sorry for all the headphone users right now. Us included.
Back-to-back pitches that have bounced out of the glove of Hosmer. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Thierry as he sits down Tyler White with now 1 away. Now batting the catcher, Carson Arnold.
Carson Arnold at Appalachian State University from Mooresville, North Carolina. In high school, he played for Ty Wigington, and Wigington, a long-time major leaguer, played 1,362 games in the major leagues, and was an all-star in 2010. So definitely good experience from his high school coach. At App State this year, had a .43 average, a .100 on-base percentage, 47 at-bats, 2 hits, and 2 RBIs. And it's really cool when you can get a coach like that when you have in high school, which he's been through everything in the major leagues, and you can really learn a lot of valuable experience about not just the game, playing in the field wise, but just out of the game and just life lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. As he now finds himself up 2-0 in this count. One away for the Copperheads as a two-seam fastball stays down inside the dirt, and the count now runs to 3-0. So Thierry's in danger of walking a batter here. 6 strikeouts, I believe, so far for him on the night, as that's going to be a 4-pitch walk issued there to Arnold. So he will take his base, and the Copperheads will have 1 on with 1 out. Peyton Brown, the first baseman, number 32. Digs in for another at-bat tonight. This time in a little bit bigger of a situation with 1 on and only 1 out.
And now we will see the Broncos come out for a mound visit. And this will be the end of his day, as we will have a new pitcher coming into the game. He had a really good outing today, and he definitely had the strikeout stuff working all day long.
3 1/3 innings with 6 strikeouts and only 1 run allowed. So pretty good work, pretty good stuff from him tonight. So as Thierry heads off the mound, we will have a new pitcher. And while he warms up, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll let you know all the details about who's on the mound for the Broncos. Mike Stone on the mound for the Broncos as he is put in a 1 out, 1 on situation for Peyton Brown, the first baseman tonight, as he steps in batting in the 5-hole. On who he is, and
I found a Mike Stone that plays baseball, but he is a baseball coach for UMass, so I doubt that's him out there playing right now, unless he's trying to get another shot at baseball. But he is 66, so I highly doubt he's playing out there today.
I have a feeling we are looking at 2 different Mike Stones.
I have a very good feeling that they're not 2 Mike Stones, because last time Mike Stone played was in 1978 for in single A. So yeah, for the Clinton Dodgers.
Well, we find any more information about this guy, we will let you guys know. But currently, he sits at a 1-1 count on Peyton Brown, and Brown is going to line this one out towards center, as the play will be made out in center field. So a decently hit ball is out there made by Jack Masonis, and they're now 2 away with J.D. Brock up to bat.
Well, there's another Mike Stone in baseball, but he's already dead because he was the Rangers club president. So there's a lot of Mike Stones in baseball. Neither of them are playing today.
We got a 66-year-old and a dead guy.
Neither of them are playing right now, but both big parts of baseball.
I hope not. I hope neither of them are playing right now.
I highly doubt the dead guy is. The 66-year-old has more of a chance, though. Yeah, Mike Stone, ex-Rangers club president. Not signed Nolan Ryan as a free agent. So, he did something. Let's go. I found a Mike Stone. Michael Stone from Nitro, West Virginia, where my dad went to high school.
Runner trying to advance there on the ball that pops out of the glove of Hosmer, and he will do so. So the Copperheads now with another runner in scoring position as J.D. Brock has a 2-0 count on him here with 2 outs.
Here's a little bit about Mike Stone. At West Virginia State, he only played one game against Slippery Rock, had 1 2/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and 2 hits allowed. And he's really won everything you can in high school. 2 regional championships, 2 conference championships, and 2 state runner-ups. So, he had a very good high school career and now playing at West Virginia State, one of the many players in this league that plays there.
Absolutely, as he is in danger of walking J.D. Brock, now 3-0. And a two-seam fastball just missing the outer half of the plate. So a 4-pitch walk issued as Stone now looks at runners standing on first and second base. And we will see Michael Shelton, the second baseman, come up to bat.
I just kind of have to share this fact. Mike Stone's favorite movie is Finding Nemo. So I just thought that was a very interesting choice of movies he has there.
I like it.
You don't see many college pitchers that's favorite movie is probably Finding Nemo.
No, not at all. The 0-1 is a ball down in the dirt. Getting Hosmer to kind of dive out of his stance there. Count now evens at 1-1 for Shelton. Big situation here for the Copperheads as they are down by 5 here in the bottom of the 4th. Because this is a doubleheader game and this is game 2, we will only play 7 innings. So the end of the game approaching very quickly for these Copperheads.
Copperheads have to get a run here. I mean, it would be good if they get both base runners in, but they have to get one, especially in a 7-inning game.
Stone checks the runner at second before delivering the 2-1 back to home, and a two-seam fastball goes for a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, good pitch there, getting back into that count. Now he's tied it up at 2-2.
Just missing the zone there. Count runs to full, and so with the full count now in danger of loading the bases, Stone comes on in relief.
Runners will be running here.
The 3-2 way inside, and that actually catches the hand of Shelton, and so tosses back towards the dugout, and so now the bases are loaded for the Copperheads as number 26, Nate Hersey, steps up to bat.
Very big situation for Hersey here.
And the biggest opportunity for the Copperheads in this game. First pitch that he sees is a strike catching just the bottom part of the zone, pretty much over the center of the plate, 0-1. Six to 1 here with 2 outs as Stone sits with an 0-1 count. That ball just missing high, now 1-1. The 1-1 is a fastball just missing the outer half of the zone. And so 3 pitches looked at. And Hersey finds himself with the 2-1 count. All bases occupied as Stone delivers. And that'll knot us up at 2 balls and 2 strikes as that one is fouled out over towards the softball fields.
Yeah, this is a tale of 2 very different games. In the first game, Copperheads got out to an early lead and kept that lead. And now we see in game 2 of this doubleheader, the Broncos jump out to an early lead and keeping it here.
The 2-2 from Stone. Fouled off a fastball that was on the outside part of the plate. Would have gone for a ball if he did not swing, but one of those that you kind of see off the hand and you just want to make sure you get contact so you can stay alive.
Almost went to the softball field.
Almost. We'll try the 2-2 once again. Stone gives the nod, and that's another one fouled off. 3 in a row over towards the softball fields. Zane does a little dance here.
I'm just saying how many in a row we can get. I'm kind of hoping 5. That's
I don't think we're getting another one. I think we're done.
Yeah. What about 5 in the at-bat? Is that possible?
We'll see what happens here with the 2-2.
Ah, man.
Put in play, grounded by the third baseman. He'll step on third, and so the Broncos are able to get out of it unscathed. No runs come across for the Copperheads. They leave them loaded, and the Broncos will be back out to hit in the top of the 5th when Zane will be back with you.
And we are back here at Hough High School in Cornelius, North Carolina, as the Copperheads try to get another run there, but they're still down in this one 6-1, as the Broncos are looking to extend their lead. The first pitch of the inning will be a very good curveball by Lightning Copperhead's pitcher.
Lewis back out there for another inning of work in relief as he finds himself ahead 0-1. Another nice curveball dropping in there, now leading this count 0-2.
That's back-to-back very good breaking balls by Lewis.
A.J. Thomas batting in the 10 hole is up to bat for the Broncos.
Thomas playing left field on this one for the Broncos, as that will be skied out to left field. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. A home run from the 10-hole hitter, A.J. Thomas. And the Broncos get their third home run of the doubleheader, and they will extend their lead to 7-1.
Man, just good contact. That ball just kept going. Got a little help from the wind blowing out of center and just creeping over the wall next to the batting cages out there. But, hey, however you can get it across. But, I mean, I don't think that anybody out here saw A.J. Thomas step up in the 10 hole and thought, he's going yard. But he proved us all wrong. And so the top of the order comes back around as Williamson steps into the box for the third time tonight.
Yeah, Thomas, a guy that's not really known for his power, but he showed it off there. If he gets a hold of one, he can drive it deep. As we see that first pitch going for a strike. Was that? Have we already had a pitch in the end? I don't know. I can't see this. I mean, of the at-bat. Yeah. As that will be a strike. Excuse me, a ball right there.
Waiting to see what the umpire shows here if he's going to show us anything, and he will not.
Yeah, we're kind of mixed up on the count right here. We're kind of. And that might be back-to-back home runs. No, it will not. I got my hopes up, but
A little bit hasty there.
but a good catch by the right fielder.
Alden Horn.
Yeah, Alden Horn, and I see a fly ball, and the first thing that comes to mind is a home run. But that was about 100 feet short of a home run.
It was hit pretty well, but
Yeah.
didn't have enough knock on it to really get it all the way out there.
No. Well, we'll have the DH now. He played catcher in the last game. It is Mr. Smith up to bat. As that will be a ball in the dirt, a good block by the Copperheads catcher Carson Otto, but it wouldn't matter anyway. No runners on base, 1 out in the inning, and a 1-0 count. And this is another West Virginia State versus West Virginia State matchup. We have a lot of those today. As the second pitch of the at-bat will go for a strike. As my statistician over here is helping me out once again all the West Virginia State matchups. There's so many I can't keep track of them. As that one will be another low fastball in the dirt, and it will be a 2-1 count. Yeah, it is cool to see guys that normally play with each other and, maybe face each other 1-2 times in practice and scrimmages there as that one goes over to the softball field. And now they can play against each other in a real game and have some bragging rights and learn off each other.
Yeah, it's one of those matchups where you're having fun, you're seeing your teammate, but at the same time, it's a guy you want to strike out more than anybody else in the opposing team.
As that will be a bounce ball over to the first baseman, but it will be foul over near its Peyton Brown, and that count will go to 2-2 with 1 out in the inning. Yeah, tonight we're having a little scoreboard troubles out in left field. No fault of the operator, just can't get the home score to work, so we're kind of going off memory for the home. But the way we have is that will be a ball, and the count will be loaded full.
Hey, we got our scoreboard here on the broadcast.
Yeah.
So.
Y'all don't have to worry, but we can do it a little bit. 'Cause we're not always looking at the broadcast. We're having to watch the game. But David here, he has to worry because he's working the scoreboard on the broadcast. I'm living life easy.
Full count pitch.
Swing and a miss. He reared out, and he got that fastball, and that will be the second out of the inning. I mean, he was just not expecting the fastball. He was laying on it, went right past him. You could see the dirt coming off the catcher's mitt after he had to block that ball on the pitch before, and it all went up in the air, and that will be a strikeout. When I was hearing him warm up, and really good pop to the glove that he has good velocity, our pitcher. As we see the batter up for the Queen City Broncos, the third baseman, Jack Allen.
1-0 count on Allen, as that's a fastball that misses upstairs, 2-0.
Both games of this doubleheader being one-sided to one team or the other today. As the count will go to 3-0, as we see later in the inning, this pitcher having some control issues, maybe getting a little tired up on the mound.
Yeah, Lewis looks like he's just having a little bit harder time locating some of those pitches with trying to throw as hard as he is.
Yeah. And that is a strike, first one of the at-bat. And when you have that so much velocity, and you see guys that are closest in the MLB that have so much velocity, but they don't have the best control. And when you have slow velocity, you have a little more control of it over it. But I mean, you have really fast pitching closers, as we have ball 4 right there, like a Roldis Chapman, a Jordan Hicks, a Jose Leclerc, that are thrown in the hundreds, but they're very prone to have walks.
Yes.
Well, coming up to the plate is the right fielder for the Broncos, Mitch Ferris. He will have a runner on first base with 2 outs in the inning. Try to extend the lead from 7-1 to 8-1 with a double in the gap. First pitch of the at-bat will be a very nice cutter on the outside part of the plate for strike one. As you might hear some background noise, David looking for something in the bag. I do not know what exactly, but as our pitcher here having a pickoff move over to the first base, unsuccessful for him. Does not get the runner.
I do apologize if you do hear any extra noise back here.
You get baseball and you get some ASMR. You get a little bit of both here. As that will be a high ball, and the count will be knotted up at 1-1.
All right, I'm back.
After a short stint in the backpack, he is all ready to go.
The 1-1 from Lewis. Swing, and this ball is tagged into the gap in right center. It's going to get down, a one-hopper off the wall. Rounding third is one of the Broncos. He's trying to come in, no throw home, and it'll be a stand-up double. An RBI double to put the Broncos up 8-1.
Yeah, very good. Getting that ball to the gap and getting down. And like I was saying, a double would probably score the runner, and it did right there. As the Broncos extend their lead to 8-1. Almost said 8. Well, the lead's 7, but they have 8 on the scorebooks.
Mitch Ferris, the one who clocked that double into the gap. He'll pick up another RBI on the season and helps increase the lead to 7.
Up to the plate for the Broncos is A.J. Jarowski. As we see now, the catcher for the Lake Norman Copperheads, Carson Arnold, going out to talk with the pitcher, try to calm him down a little bit, had that RBI double the pitch 2 pitches ago, and then threw a ball right there. Maybe a little frustration pitch after allowing that double.
Yeah, very, very possible. Also just something to kind of help calm the nerves and get a feeling that you can get things recollected and ready to go as he'll deliver the 0-1.
The 0-1 will be outside and high, and the count will go to 0-2. As we see now, the runner on second base taking a pretty decent lead over there. Can get the bag if he want to, but does not want to test Carson Arnold's arm. I've already seen 2 Broncos try to test it tonight, and both have gone back to the dugout pretty sad, so he does not want to be the third.
The 2-0 from Lewis, and that one's going to be a fastball called strike, pretty much right down the pipe, 2-1.
Yeah, that one's right down Broadway. You can't get a much better pitch to hit than that.
No, you cannot.
Here is the 2-1 pitch. As it will be a strike, and the count is all knotted up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's see what happens.
Jaworski here trying to work his way to help bring another run across and blow this one out even further. Lewis working out of that intimidating stretch position.
He is a very intimidating man. I'd say that. From up here, I mean, he looks like he's mean.
I always love a guy who's kind of got that hunched over. He's dropped the ball. He's really just kind of staring in, down at the batter and down at the catcher. A 2-2.
Does that look like a...
I believe the Jaworski called time there.
Yeah. Well, we'll try the 2-2 again, and that one will be low. As Carson Arnold came up getting ready to fire that baseball down to second base, but he held that thing. And now the runner on second base will be going. It's a 3-2 count. 2 outs in the inning. Big pressure situation here. Let's see who prevails, the pitcher or the hitter. Here's the 3-2 pitch. As that will be a pop-up right over our heads. And it is too far not to land on the press box. We were just kind of waiting for a big thud.
You and I were both kind of looking up towards the ceiling waiting to see if we got something.
Yeah, but right over our heads. And let's try the 3-2 again. Why not? Maybe that can be a new record. How many balls can go over our heads in a row? As that will be a hard line drive right to the shortstop. And, I mean, just, you know, uh, Drew Roberts just kind of, mishandled that. He had such a good defensive game in the first game of this doubleheader, making double plays and backhanded grabs there. But kind of a weird position because it's too far out where you can't rush it, but you don't want to wait on it and let it hop and just kind of what happened there.
Yeah, I definitely can't fault him on that one. That's just a little drop looper that you can't really run in on because you want to make sure that it stays in, but it's just to the point where you're not going to be able to make that catch. So kind of that swipe play. I mean, a good job from him to even keep that in the infield and not let a run score.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. At least he got a body to it, got in front of it, hit off of him. Baseball doesn't hurt that bad, and at least you keep the runner from scoring. Your pitcher's going to be happy with you after that.
Scott Hosmer, the runner, will go, and he will be safe.
Well, I thought the runner on third was going to try to test the second baseman's arm.
Ferris was going to. Mitch Ferris got a pretty big lead down the third base side as he looked like he was ready to try to steal home there on the throw over to second.
Yeah, Carson Arnold, he definitely has an arm on him, I'll tell you that.
Arnold definitely does.
He's been in the weight room this summer. Well, runners on second and third, 2 outs, 0-1 count for the Broncos. As the hitter holds up on that one, and he will make the count 1-1. Good off-speed stuff from Lewis, but to no avail. Did he go? He did go. Sets back-to-back pitches. He's trying to check his swing the first time. Good for him. Second time, not very good for him.
Yeah, that brings the count to 1-2 here as Lewis looks to get this elusive third out, and it feels like this is the third or fourth inning so far in this game where the Broncos have just dominated the 2-out rally.
I do not want to be Debbie Downer, but my radar says we have rain starting in 12 minutes, as that will be strike 3 in the inning. We'll give you a little more weather forecast coming up. When we come back, it will be Lake Norman Copperheads hitting the baseball. When we come back after this short break, we will see you back here at Hough High School.
Back.
And we are back here at Hough High School. The first pitch of the inning will be a ball for Drew Roberts, the shortstop in this game. So continuing on that rain forecast I was talking about in the top of the inning, rain starting in 8 minutes in this one. I don't think we're going to call the game. It's going to start at about 8:42 and end at 9:06 p.m. So it's going to go through the end of this game, as this pitch will be a foul ball, not into the softball field, unfortunately, as we're trying to get a mic set up, potentially.
Yeah, I'm seeing if this thing works here. I can't.
I can hear it.
Looks like looks like it works fairly decently, but need to adjust the audio levels a little bit. But
Yeah.
good to know.
As that one will be a high ball, and now it will go to a 3-2 count.
All right.
I think we figured that out, and we'll go back to play some baseball, as that will be a nice cutter, and the count will be loaded at 3-2. Here is the 3-2 pitch. As he tried to backdoor that one, but just did not backdoor it enough, and that will be a walk. The Copperheads trying to strike back here on this inning, get some runs back, much needed runs, and that could be the start of a little rally for the Copperheads.
I want to know how many times you've said strike back throughout the two broadcasts tonight.
I'm trying to sneak in some snake references. That's the only one I can think of, so I'm trying to.
I've got a good one when the Copperheads are back out on defense.
Okay, you saving that one for me?
Yeah, I'm saving it for you. That ball missing high as the new batter here.
Alden Horn, the right fielder for the Copperheads.
Batting in the 10 hole.
Still kind of weird to say.
Still got to get used to that one.
Yeah. I do like the rule. I mean, I wouldn't. As we see, that one blooped in to center field. I wouldn't like to see it in the MLB, but it's nice for here because you like to see guys get as much play experience as they can.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
I'm a fan of the universal DH in the MLB, but I'm not on board with an extra hitter just
Yeah.
yet. Maybe give it 20 years or something. But
Well, I mean, we saw A.J. Thomas in the extra hitter spot, who normally, if it goes by what we see on the lineup card, he wouldn't normally bat.
Yeah.
And so because he's got that 10 spot, he's the reason here. He's one of the reasons that they got their 8th run with that solo home run. Sam Yelton up to bat as he looks at a first ball inside, 1-0.
I see a little lefty-on-lefty matchup here with one runner on first base and a 1-0 count, 0 outs in the inning. And the clouds are getting a little dark and gloomy here in Cornelius, North Carolina, as we see that one being a strike down the middle. But lucky for us, we are not in the rain. Nice press box here, so we're all good.
Mike Stone still out there on the mound, having a little bit of control issues here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 on with nobody out, and the 1-1 count is fouled off by Sam Yelton, but it's actually going to stay in play. Caught in foul territory is going to be A.J. Thomas. And so the first out of the inning is recorded. And so with Sam Yelton out, that now brings up Anthony Palma.
The extra hitter, as we were kind of alluding to a second ago about that 10 spot.
Yes.
Well, extra hitters, the reason we have that 10 spot here today. Back-to-back lefties, the Lake Norman Copperheads to start off their lineup with the Yeltons heading first and Palma heading second. We'll see if the second lefty can do better than the first one, as that pitch will be a strike.
I do apologize. We were having a little bit of on-screen scoreboard issues for you. Our first and second base graphic is not loading, so there are runners standing on first and second right now as Stone delivers a fastball low in the zone. 1-1.
That's back-to-back games. We had some scoreboard trouble, so not a little acting up today, but the show will go on as the count will go to 1-1. As that will be a foul ball over to the berm in left field. Foul ball. Foul territory left field. Excuse me.
You got it. I believe in you.
And now it will be a 1-2 count. Tongue twisters are kind of getting me tonight. as that will be a ball, and now 2-2.
Yeah, just not able to give a good location there on that breaking pitch as it just stays outside. Excuse me. But not a bad offering on the 1-2 count, seeing if you can get Palma to chase.
As that will be ball 3 in the count. That could have been a strike, but the umpire not giving it to the pitcher. And now bases loaded. And normally you don't see players running on a 3-2 count with 1 out, but you never know. They try to test the catcher's arm here and send them both. This happened occasionally, but we will not see it here, as that will be ball 4. And now bases loaded. Lake Norman Copperheads have bases loaded, with a hitter coming up to the plate, and they need a hit here to come back in this one. I'd say they need all 4 runs right here. Everybody on base and this runner to get in, as we see a potential pitching change. Yes, we do. As we're playing golf, it looks like, with a baseball bat to the right side of the field.
What's going on?
We're playing a little golf here.
I love it.
As that looks like that's a little short. Everybody's in the spirit since the Open yesterday, after John Rahm won it, so everybody's still in kind of the golf spirit. As they are not very good, I'll be honest.
Not sure what they're doing over there. They're just having some fun, man.
Why not? I mean,
love to see it.
We've been playing baseball since 3 o'clock. It's 8:41. Might as well get some fun into some peacetime when we're talking to the pitcher.
Of course. Let's look at the camera set back up for you as we will continue our action.
Little golfing break, but we're back to baseball now with a 0-0 count, 1 out as we see a little. Oh, that was a pass ball. I thought that was a pop-up, but no, a passed ball, and that will be a run for the Copperheads, a much-needed one at that, as that's their second one of the ball game.
Hey, whatever it takes to get them in, am I right?
Yep. A run is a run. When you're looking at the final score, all you care about who's winning, not how you won.
Exactly. The 1-0 now for Stone is a called strike, so he'll even himself up at 1-1 in this count.
Here is the 1-1 pitch from Stone, as that would be fouled off to the protective netting. And the count will go to 1-2 as we see the on-deck batter getting that foul ball for us. We appreciate that. And we'll see what we go with on the 1-2 count, trying to get a strikeout, a much-needed strikeout at that.
Breaking pitch.
He did not go. He wanted to go, but good for him. He held back, and the count will go to 2-2.
Yeah, even though Tyler White held back there, I'm kind of surprised that wasn't called a strike either way.
Me too. I thought that was going to be a strike 3 anyway.
Nevertheless, White works the count to 2-2. Stone's offering is fouled off over the dugout of the Broncos, and so count stays at 2-2 with 1 away.
Almost at softball field. Well, we'll try the 2-2 pitch once again. We'll see if we can have a different result as last time. Well, we will have a different result. It will be ball 3, as the count will be run to 3-2. I say if he walks him here, they take him out. But nobody up in the bullpen, so.
I think they got their confidence on their man, 8-2 in this one.
But you do have a good cushion to lean on, so if you do allow a couple runs, which he will not allow a couple runs there, at strike 3. If you do allow a couple runs, you're still in this ballgame, and you're still leading by a comfortable amount. But going down strike 3 right there was definitely not helping the Copperheads' cause.
Yeah, White sat down on strikes there, and
now up to the plate, the catcher for the Copperheads, Carson Arnold. Been busy behind the plate today, showing off that arm 1 or 2 times. Trying to come up big here for his team. That will be strike one. And
that's one of those pitches from up here in the box. It looks like that's way too inside to be a strike, but with how much some of these guys crowd the plate, especially with our point of view, it's a little bit deceiving.
Yeah, it looks like his elbow is almost on the plate, as that will be a ball. I'm thinking 1-1 count.
Yeah, good job there from Arnold just to hold back on that. Tempted to go, tempted to swing, but didn't, and it paid off 1-1.
Here's Arnold trying to hit the 1-1 pitch, and that will be lined into the gap. That will get down as oh no, he caught it. Well, I thought it got down, but it's kind of hard to see the baseball in the darkness. But the Copperheads only get one run in the inning where they really should have got more. And, well, we'll have a special guest when we come back from the break. We'll see you right back here at Hough High School. The Broncos still up big in this one, with rain on the way. Stuff on him.
Hunter Bryson now pitching for the Copperheads, as he will be their third pitcher taking the mound tonight. As we welcome you back here in the top of the 6th inning. And Zane, you mentioned we got a special guest. Do you mind introducing who that is to us?
Well, he was a Lake Norman Copperheads pitcher on Friday night versus the Vipers, and working the scoreboard today for us, helping me out with some West Virginia State stats and everything. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. My name is Trent Carr. I play at Caldwell Community College, and glad to be a part of it.
Glad to have you today, Trent.
Appreciate it.
The fun things of Summer League. You get to play baseball, and you get to work the scoreboard. You get a little experience in everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, after a start, you tend to have to do the chart and everything, but I just told him I'd rather do the scoreboard than anything.
Yeah. Probably a little more exciting than doing the whole chart, as we see that one going for a foul ball.
Yeah, it honestly keeps you in the game, and that's what I like. It's better than doing this and going out there and sitting in the bullpen just doing nothing, so it's a good little experience.
Brendan Quinn up to bat as he finds himself now down 0-2 after 2 quick strikes. And that up right near the head of Quinn. And so that'll be the first ball of this at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As as that one's going to hit him in the back. So 2 pitches that kind of soar over the head or towards the head of Quinn. That one finally catching him, and so the 1-2 on the 1-2 pitch, he's a hit by pitch, and so the Broncos with 1 on and none away.
I think we have a UFO, it looks like, in right center field there. Is that a drone or?
It's a low-flying plane, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. But definitely weird, kind of caught me off guard. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you never know nowadays, too, with all the stuff coming out about him.
Yeah, you never know.
Runner goes. He will be safe as that bounces off of the glove of the second baseman. And so now 1 runner in scoring position off of the steal by Quinn.
Yeah, Carson Arnold, I mean, he did not get the runner there, but he definitely showed off his arm strength with that throw. And there, yeah, it's a plane. It is not a UFO.
Big swing and a miss as Jack Masonis is now up to bat. And with that swing and a miss, the count now moves to 1-1. Runner standing on second. Nobody out. The delivery home is inside, just missing Masonis' jersey. And the count now moves to 2-1.
Well, I think AccuWeather kind of failed me today. They told me to have rain, and now they're making me look bad here. But it says it's starting in 1 minute, so we'll give it a minute. And the clouds definitely don't look great right now. Ooh.
The 2-1 really inside. Another one, that one even closer than the last one.
Yeah.
As Masonis thanking his lucky stars he wasn't clipped on that one.
Yeah. Hey, get on base any way possible. Sometimes you got to take one for the team, but when you're up by this much, I mean, might as well get out of the way. If you're, down by 1 or a tied ball game, up by 1.
The 3-1 runner goes, and Masonis fouls this one off, so the runner will have to head back to second base, and so Quinn trying to steal will have to remain out at second.
Well, let's ask some questions to our celebrity guest. So what do you think about your performance on Friday night in the loss to the Vipers?
Yeah, it was definitely fun to be out there and start for the Copperheads. My first start in a really long time. Actually, I'm more of a relief pitcher, but it was good. I'm glad that I got the nerves out a little bit, and it's good out right there. But yeah, it was good to get the nerves out. Didn't go the way I wanted it. The ball just didn't really roll in my court. Left a lot of stuff high, and couldn't really locate as well once I got into trouble. But I definitely feel like I'm going in more confident now and getting some more experience out there on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, you did not have a lot of experience. You pitched 1 game this year for Caldwell. So, how was that experience playing at Caldwell this year? Because your 1 outing didn't go the way you planned, having 0 innings pitch and allowing that 1 earned run. But what are you looking to build on going into next year?
Yeah, so didn't get much experience at Caldwell, just kind of a freshman.
Yeah.
Getting the feel for being on that college mound and really trying to figure out these college hitters. They're a lot smarter when you get there to that next level. But for this summer, really, it's more of just trying to get experience. Making myself feel comfortable out there on that mound and doing a lot of training in the off season too. It's also good to be back in Lake Norman. Back at home. So glad to be here. Glad to get back to working out with some buddies and friends on the team and everything. So definitely looking forward to next year and feel like I can contribute pretty good to the Caldwell Cobras.
Yeah, what are you hoping to be your role next year when you go back to college and go back to playing baseball for Caldwell?
Yeah, so I'm more than likely going to be a relief pitcher for Coach Frank Pate and, be a lefty specialist. When you got 2 lefties coming up in the lineup or something and you need me to come in there and get out of trouble, I hope to be that guy for him, and I definitely feel confident in my training and my work ethic that I can get that done next year.
As we see the pass ball right there, and that will be another Broncos run. Now, what are you hoping to get out of this year for this summer to advance your skills or make connections with other players?
Yeah, I'm really just looking to feel more comfortable when I'm out there. I was a little shaky last summer, getting nervous and everything, letting the moment catch up to me. I'm looking to really slow down everything I do out there and just really trying to feel comfortable. And with you guys broadcasting yesterday, I was actually able to look back on Friday and I felt more confident on the mound. I looked more confident. My body language wasn't really getting to me. Got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and like you said, the ball really just didn't roll in your court. And we were saying it time and time again on the broadcast on Friday that it felt like you were pitching a decent game, and it was just that balls were landing left and right off weak contact hits that really just felt like you were pitching a much better game than you were.
Yeah, I mean, your defense wasn't really behind you right there, but that's nothing you can do about it. They've came back and showed a great time today, and I'm just lucky for them to be behind me. But some situations where they were in double play depth and it dribbles right past them. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that. I'm glad my teammates were behind me to help me out when they could. But great job overall by them, and of course next time I definitely think it'll be much better.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about on the broadcast. It's almost like they're hitting golf shots, or just every single single was just a little dribbler, a little bloop single, or you can't do anything about that as your pitcher. You're throwing strikes in there and you're making them hit it.
Yeah, I did definitely for sure, and that's sometimes how baseball goes. Baseball is really unfair at times. It's a game of failure, so. But breaking ball weren't really there. I was getting to good 2-strike counts. I feel like I just wasn't able to execute my breaking ball as well, leaving stuff hanging. That's why you saw a lot of doubles out there and walks. But it's something you've got to keep working at and get better at.
Now, who's one pitcher that you kind of look up to either in the major league or when you're growing up? They're thinking you kind of model your game after the most.
When I was growing up in high school and everything, it was always Marcus Stroman. You always see him. He's just electric. He's jumping around everywhere like he's a little kid. He's having fun out there.
Yeah.
But now that I've matured a little bit, I look at myself more of a Cliff Lee kind of guy. He's more stoic and gets his job done. He has one role, and that's a soft throwing lefty, kind of like me, and he hits his spots. Kind of a Greg Maddux type guy, which I love too.
Yeah, too. Guys that are not going to blow you away with their velo, but have really good breaking stuff and can put stuff on the corners when they want to.
Yeah, of course. Two guys I really looked up to, Cliff Lee and Greg Maddux. They always have the great stuff, and they put it right on the corner wherever they want.
As to see that one go for a ball, the count will go to 2-2. Now you're talking about coming back to Lake Norman. I mean, I bet that brings back some good memories, and meeting some guys that you grew up with and maybe haven't seen in a long time, either because of COVID or just being at college.
Yeah, it really is. I love that part of being back here. You're right next to the lake too, but also there's a lot of great baseball around here. I mean, you look anywhere and there's high schools that's got D1 athletes everywhere, and it kind of brings an atmosphere to this area. It's like, hey, you kind of have to strive to be great. You have to work great if you want to compete with these other players. So I love that part about Lake Norman. It's just got a competitive atmosphere around it, And I moved here actually 2 years ago from Tennessee, and it's completely different. But I wouldn't change it for the world.
As we see that stolen base, the runner will come home, and the Broncos extend their lead. Yeah, and you were talking about, how coming from Tennessee, Lake Norman baseball is very competitive, and not only at the high school level. I mean, you have so many minor league teams around here, not just in Charlotte when you have the Knights and you have the Intimidators, but, everywhere in North Carolina there's every semi-big city has a minor league team. If you're going to Winston-Salem or Asheville or Greensboro, everywhere you look, there's a minor league team around you.
Yeah, of course, and that's something that I really didn't have in Tennessee, and I love about Lake Norman and North Carolina in general is everywhere you go, you have a baseball team. You know? I feel like North Carolina is one of the great schools or great states for baseball. Everywhere you go, it's competition everywhere.
Well, and you saw that in the College World Series this year because a lot of teams that were in it in the early rounds were from North Carolina, which you have NC State still in it. North Carolina, Duke are always really good. South Carolina hosted their own regional. Campbell was in it. Gardner-Webb was in it too, local schools down south. Yeah, everywhere you look, and both of the Carolinas, it's a very good baseball atmosphere around here.
Yeah, of course, and it's also really cool to, be playing back at Hough because so many players that I play with and everything are going to those colleges. I've got some of my good buddies going to Campbell, and they just moved in yesterday, and it's great to see them, trying to compete for that same position as anybody else right there on the big stage.
Yeah, for sure. And I bet playing at Hough and playing at these high schools that you played when you were in high school, like Myers Park and Charlotte Latin, they bring back some memories to be like, hey, I remember this game, when blah 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 happened or something like that.
It's always great to go back to those schools and be like, hey, I did really good here.
Yeah.
Hey, I had some bad luck here. Now let's try to wash it and let's get a good little competitive streak right here going.
Well, as we see, the Lake Norman Copperheads pitcher might be coming out for the day. Not a very good outing for the bullpen, as 10 earned runs on the day, as we will have a new pitcher coming into the game for the Copperheads. Now, when is your next start? Do you know that yet?
Yeah, so me and actually my teammate from Caldwell, Spencer Ledford, is going to be starting tomorrow against the Spinners, and I'm supposed to come into relief for him. So, we've got 6 or 7 buddies actually who play for the Mooresville Spinners, so it's going to be a good little competition. Just kind of like seeing what these West Virginia State players are, and you're going to have a little smirk looking at each other, but it's also, hey, I'm here to get you out. I'm not here to have a little fun with you.
Yeah, it's definitely a guy that you want to get out more than anybody else than a random Joe that goes to, ECU or something like that.
Exactly, and it's summer ball, so you don't really do much scouting on the players. You're here to get them out, but it's also fun to say, hey, I played with these guys right here at Caldwell. I know their tendencies. I know what they can and can't do. So it's also good to see that and try to match your knowledge with them, basically.
Well, yeah, I will be calling your game tomorrow night in Mooresville at Moore Park. David here will be calling. Hopefully, if both games don't get rained out, he'll be calling high school baseball.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. But when I was looking at the weather earlier, it was a lot better than it was saying early in the day. As the weather's kind of been spotty today, it was predicted rain and no rain coming, but it's kind of dark and gloomy clouds here.
Yeah, of course. Just this weekend it was pretty bad too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially on Sunday, it felt like it was raining all day. And that's summer here in North Carolina. You're gonna get a lot of rain, and then you might get a month with no rain.
Of course, gonna get a little mixture of everything.
Yeah.
It's been really humid lately too.
It has.
Yeah, but luckily on your start on Friday night, I mean, it was the nicest weather that we've seen it here for a long time, especially in mid-June. It was 70s all day.
Couldn't have asked for a better day. It was also my birthday, not to mention too.
Oh,
so
man.
it was also really cool.
Always cool to start on your birthday.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could have that stat for my for the broadcast. Pull that one out. I was looking at the rosters. I feel like all the guys on the rosters are born in the summer.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, half the team for like Lake Norman is like born in August.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see when I was researching the players, seeing that.
But it's definitely going to be a great game tomorrow. If you guys have been to Moore Park at all, it's definitely a fun experience. Fans are out there, they're rowdy, they're chirping at you, and as a pitcher in that moment, that's what you love. You love all the fans against you, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get out there to catch a game at some point this season.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the park. Of course, you always see it when you're driving in downtown Mooresville. As we see the catcher's firing back to third base, but the runner will be in there safe. You always see that park when you're driving through downtown Mooresville, but it's gonna be cool calling a game there tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have you ever played there before?
We actually had our conference tournament there, but I wasn't able to pitch then. So it's gonna be fun to get a feel for the mound, the fans, and everything. See how they're gonna be.
Do you have one stadium around here that you like better than others?
I've not played at the Charlotte Knights, but I work there,
Yeah.
so it's really cool to say that. Hey, that's kind of my home ballpark too, even though I don't play there. But I've always got to give love back to Hough baseball.
Yeah,
it's kind of where I got my start here in North Carolina, and I love it. Mooresville High School is also a great place to go play. I love the turf there and everything. So
yeah. I mean, Hough is one of the nicer baseball fields that you'll see in high school baseball around here. They always keep up the ground's nice, and one of the nicer press boxes up here that we get to enjoy with some AC and some fans. Hallelujah!
It really is. You got to give a big shout out to Coach Cochran there. Him and Coach Pete Jenkins. They're always out here working on it, no matter if it's summertime, and they make a big sacrifice here with their family and everything to come out here and do it. So
it's always cool to see when you have your coach helping, with just like little things like that, with the ground or something in that nature.
Got to take pride in everything you do.
Well, we've missed this inning when we're not been broadcasting. The Broncos have extended their lead, now have 10 runs on the board, and we are interviewing Lake Norman Copperheads pitcher Trent Carr, who had the start on Friday night, and will be coming in for relief tomorrow night against the Mooresville Spinners. Now, is that kind of a quick turnaround for you after pitching, a lot of pitches on Friday night and then going out there on Tuesday, or do you think that's a good mix, of days in between?
I think it's going to be a good turnaround. I think it's a good mix. It's not to the point to where, hey, coach doesn't believe in me anymore because he's
Yeah.
not starting me in 7 days. But it's something like, hey, you turned right back around. I still believe in you, and let's go out there and get after it. And I like that I'm in a infill or a relief role more than a starter role. I feel
Yeah.
more comfortable in that position as well.
What's one thing that you do after you're pitching to kind of recover and get ready for that next time you're going to go out there and pitch?
Yeah, really, it's a great question. It's a lot of sprints. Some people still have the mindset of, hey, you have to run foul poles every day,
Yeah.
and it's more of a get your heart rate up, get your bag down, and everything. But I'm more of a pregame routine guy.
Yeah.
I love to have a good routine, but as far as it goes to a routine after I'm pitching, it's more of just, okay, gave it everything you got, just flush it, try to have a
Yeah.
short memory, and just go on.
Well, you kind of see that. I mean, I don't know if you watch Trevor Bauer's YouTube vlogs, but it's very cool to see what the process is going into a start, and he shows everybody, how he works out and the advanced technology that really nobody has, and that's really helped him become, a top 3 pitcher in baseball these last couple years.
Oh, yeah, I love what Trevor's doing with momentum and everything. And
Yeah.
it's cool to, bring the fan inside of, hey, this is how hard you have to work to get where I'm
Yeah.
at. Like, I want a Cy Young. I know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And, a lot of his routine I do today, whether it's drive line baseball, it's
Uh-huh.
Jager bands, all that stuff, I kind of learned from him. So,
Yeah, and I think the modern pitchers kind of learn from Trevor Bauer. I feel like, he's in 2050 and everybody's still in 2020, how he's,
Oh, yeah.
all the grip strength things, all the stuff that he does, before his starts to feel, hey, I'm yellow this day, I'm green this day, when to push it, when to not, and learning more stuff about his body. And you can see these last 2 years, he's got definitely the most out of his game winning the Cy Young, and then this year, having, around a 2 ERA.
Yeah, that man's a wizard. I think he should definitely run for president someday,
As we see that ball rip down the left field line, I might vote for him. Why not?
for sure.
As we see, that ball will score 2 runs, and the Broncos will extend their lead to 12. Yeah, it definitely is really cool to see what Trevor Bauer is doing for the game of baseball, and yeah, he's one guy that I think everybody kind of universally likes him. He's not either you really hate Trevor Bauer or you really love Trevor Bauer,
Yeah,
depending on what he's doing.
It's kind of the consensus on him.
Are you a Trevor Bauer fan, David, or what's your take on what he's doing?
I love everything he's doing, honestly. I like he said, he kind of feels like the Bryson DeChambeau
Of course.
Oh, of course, yeah.
of baseball.
As we see, that is an overthrow by the shortstop, and that will score 2 runs and advance the runner to second base. Yeah, he definitely is kind of the Bryson DeChambeau of baseball. He's kind of calling out everybody, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see what he's doing.
What do y'all think of the? I guess today the new foreign substance rules kind of being put into
Yeah,
place.
that's exactly what I was going to ask him.
It's to me, I think it's good to an extent.
Yeah.
If you guys have recognized what Trevor Bauer's done with the spider tech and he's holding that baseball to his hand, I think that's
Yeah.
a little bit too much. Honestly, in my opinion, though, but if you want the kind of baseball that the fans are wanting, you let them use the pine tar, you let them have the juice baseballs. It makes baseball exciting, makes it fun. I love that part of it, but also to a point, I think it's getting a little bit outrageous where
Yeah.
they're banning sunscreen because it's like some kind of sticky appeal to
Yeah,
it, so-
sunscreen and rosin.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, getting some kind of grip is
Very
is
important.
very exactly, as this ball is popped out to the second baseman, and we will end the inning, but not before the Broncos pick up 5, 13-2. But I think it's always a good thing to be able to at least get some kind of grip on it, just not
course,
just
yeah.
rosin.
Of course, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want guys, going out there with spider tack and, just, making baseballs move like they have their hand on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But you got to have something, and you don't want the batters to be in danger. As we saw Pete Alonso from the New York Mets saying, hey, I'm actually kind of a fan of not, outrageous foreign substance, but if you have guys out there with something, they're not hitting us in the face as often.
No,
I saw it with
exactly.
one of his teammates, Kevin Pillar, having that nasty, getting hit with that fastball in
Yeah.
the face.
What do you guys think about him using that bloody bat that he had right after?
That
If
was
you-
awesome.
If you like a bat, you use the bat. I don't
course.
care if it has blood on it. I don't care if it, whatever happens to it. If you like the bat and you can still use it, why not?
Of course.
I mean, you see a lot of guys, major league or college, they get that one bat that they like and they stick with it. And I can't remember the guy, but he used to be a catcher in the minor leagues, and he's on YouTube. And he was talking about a story when he would use a wooden bat, and no, he would use a metal bat in college, of course, and the umpires went through the dugout and took his bat for some reason. I forget what it was. Maybe
You're kidding.
it was outdated or something.
Yeah.
And he went into he snuck into the umpire's room and took the bat from them.
That's awesome.
And went out there and used it the rest of the year. So that shows if you really like a bat, you're gonna stick with it. And if you're feeling it out, you want to use it.
Yeah, of course. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I just kind of remember that story. I watched that a couple years ago. That's the first thing that comes to mind when you talk about Pilar and using that bloody bat of his.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Trev, for joining us here for the top of the 6th inning.
Very long top of the 6th.
Yeah.
Yes. Give
Really-
us some good time to talk.
Of course, it was a great inning to do it too.
Yeah.
A lot of runs, but I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you for
Definitely looking
coming
forward to more.
Of course.
Well, tune back in tomorrow to see him pitch in relief for his teammate also that goes to the same college as him. And, yeah, we're excited to see what he does at Moore Park in Mooresville against the Spinners. Spinners not having a great start to the year. 3-1 right now, and let me check the score to their game they're playing right now. Want to catch you guys up on everything that you guys missed during our interview. Well, the Broncos kept doing what the Broncos are doing. They're pummeling the Copperheads 14-14. What's score? How many does Lake Norman have?
Is it 14 or 13 runs right now?
14.
All right. My apologies. I had our scoreboard wrong up here, but I believe they had 6 runs cross in the top of the 6th, so very productive inning for the Broncos.
Let's take you around the Southern Collegiate Baseball League and kind of get you updated of what you missed during today's game, watching the Lake Norman Copperheads versus the Queen City Broncos. As we see a strikeout right there, right now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Charlotte is losing to the Mooresville Spinners 4-3. Top 7, the Carolina Vipers are beating the Concord Athletics 7-0. All 6 teams in the Southern Collegiate Baseball League are playing today as we have this doubleheader here. Looking ahead for tomorrow, we have Charlotte versus Carolina at 2 p.m. And at 7 p.m. later in the day, we have Copperheads versus Mooresville Spinners. Well, that'll be a good game to have the nightcap of Southern Collegiate Baseball League.
J.D. Brock now up to bat after a Peyton Brown strikeout. The 0-2 is lined into the gap towards center, not able to come up with the play, and so Brock is on with a 1-out single.
Now here are your Southern Collegiate Baseball standings as all the scores stand. Copperheads are going to be 2-2 by the end of this, and the Queen City Broncos will be 3-2. Carolina Vipers, if they keep their lead against the Concord Athletics, they will be 4-1, and the Athletics will be 2-3. If the Spinners stay ahead of Charlotte, they're up 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. If they stay there, they will advance their record to 3-2, and the Charlotte Mustangs will go to 1-3.
Breaking pitch to Shelton is down in the dirt, and so Brock will advance to second base, and they will have a runner in scoring position on the 2-0 count.
My fatigue is starting to set in a little bit here.
This ball popped up fairly shallow, just off the dirt of the outfield. Center fielder comes in to make the play, and they are now 2 away with a runner standing on second.
That might have to be a segment when we come in, when we have players up here doing the scoreboard for us. We'll have to have them in an inning that goes long or a blowout like this one and have them tell them a little bit about them.
Jack Masonis made the play out in center as now Nate Hersey steps up to the plate. He looks at a first pitch ball, 1-0.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, kind of the inside of a mind of a college pitcher.
Absolutely.
Especially in a one that is heading into not a start tomorrow, but an appearance tomorrow. Kind of see where his head's at.
This ball is hit pretty hard towards the gap. However, it's going to be playable. The right fielder comes on and will make the play. So Mitch Ferris retires the side as we head to the top of the 7th inning.
As that will be ball game. The mercy rule is in effect here.
All right.
And the Queen City Broncos head out of Lake Norman with the massive W tonight. Big win for them as we have lightning in left field, so I'm pretty glad we ended it now. Good win by them. Copperheads go down in this one, so we'll see what happens there. Thank you for joining us today. And, for David, he'll join him on the
NFHS Network.
Yes. Tomorrow night for some Coxmill playoff baseball. I mean,
absolutely.
That's going to be a great game. Always loves me some high school baseball, especially when it's playoffs. It's even more intense. Yeah, go join them there. And if you want to keep up with the Southern Collegiate Baseball League, and if you are a Lake Norman Copperheads fan, well, I'll be here on the Coxmill Sports Network tomorrow night, probably by myself. I don't know why I would have a partner, but I'll be here by myself at Moore Park, more than likely, if everything stays the same. Well, thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you to Trent Carr for coming on and showing us what the inside of mind of a college pitcher. And thank you, David, for coming and being part of the second part of the doubleheader.
Absolutely. It was a great game to call, great game to watch, and your final score once again, the Queen City Broncos beat the Lake Norman Copperheads 14-2. So for myself and Zane, we will be signing off. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.